Hi, and welcome to Boy Meets Film. I'm Matt Quinlan, and today we have a segment I like to call
Through the Paces.
Today we're going to look at the Rode 2.0 Blimp with the Ride lyre suspension. Instead of doing a review of this, because there's plenty of those on YouTube, we're just going to take a look at it and see how good the wind reduction really is. Alright, so as you can see here, I've got the Blimp without the actual Blimp on here. It's just got the suspension here, and I'm using a Rode NTG1 as a shotgun mic. I've got a fan here, just a regular household fan, and this is just going to show you, this only blows so hard, but this is going to show you if it's a really windy day, just how bad it is, because this is light compared to wind. So what we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to change the settings to low, medium, and high, just so we can show how much wind that this microphone picks up before we even try the Blimp. So let's take a look. So this here is low. You can hear all that wind noise. Doesn't matter what angle I put it at. It gets a little bit better, but you still get that noise, very annoying thudding sound on there. And this here is medium, so you're getting a lot more noise on there. And that's even worse from the side actually this time. And here we have high. That's really, really bad. I mean, there's no way you could use any of the audio from this if you're shooting outside with this kind of a wind. And that's light compared to regular wind. Now let's take a look and see what it looks like with the Blimp on. Alright, so I have the Blimp on here now, as you can see here. I don't have the dead wombat on yet because I'm going to do that as a separate test. But let's take a look and see what this sounds like. Alright, so here it is. The fan is on low. You can't even really hear any wind noise at all. Got a pretty good sound of that motor in there. That's even better. I mean, that's realistically, if you're booming, it's not going to be blowing head on, unless you're trying to get something that is windy or the wind is blowing directly into it. 9 times out of 10, though, you're going to be aiming down at an angle, so you can't even really hear that. I mean, you can hear the sound of the motor, but the wind definitely isn't that bad. And here it is on medium here. Again, sound of the motor. Maybe a little bit of a bass tone in the bottom from the fan, but again, to the sides, really not any different. You know, because you're going to be booming down. And then this here is on high. You get a little bit of noise there. Just a little bit, but see, that's on high too. Can I kind of see? You can kind of hear that a little bit there. Yeah, hear that noise there. That is going through the Blimp. A lot better than with just the mic, but still, you can kind of hear that a little bit. Now let's take a look and see what it sounds like with the wombat on there. All right, so we have the dead wombat on there now. Let's take a look and see if this adds any wind reduction. All right, so there we have the low setting, and that is noticeably different. There is zero wind noise at all. I mean, before it was very minimal. It wasn't like bumping and bass sounding, but that right there, as far as I'm concerned, that is a big difference, even just with that. I mean, up close, this is going to sound a lot different with the Blimp on, because the wind is going to be able to get through the holes in the Blimp, even though it slows it down. But this is really, really good. Let's check out medium. There we have it on medium, and again, good sound from the motor. No wind sound at all. And I can hear the sound of the fan, but if there was no fan sound, I think this would be pretty silent. And here we go with the high setting. Again, look at the fur going on that thing. I can hear the tone of the fan more than anything. That bass sound is the motor of the fan. I'm not really getting any wind noise. And from the side, if you were booming down over top of something, and that sounds really, really good. I haven't had a chance to field test this yet. This is just really encouraging. It makes me really want to go out there on a really windy day and see just how good the sound is. As you can see, the Blimp makes a huge difference when it comes to reducing wind noise, and the Wombat makes an even bigger difference on top of that. Next week, we're going to take a look at the suspension and see just how good the brand new Ride lyre suspension is inside of this Blimp, and also come back for next week as well, because we're going to be changing the introduction, trying to do different movie and TV themed introductions, parodies if you will, and sketches at the beginning of every episode. So come back next week for that. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below and give us a thumbs up if you liked the video, and come back next week for another episode of Boy Meets Film.